Okay, so we've all had that moment, right? That flash of brilliance, this amazing idea pops into your head.
And then, just like that, it's gone. You try to remember it later, but nope, nothing.
Exactly. Like grabbing smoke. So today we're going to really dig into a tool that can help. A dedicated journal notebook just for your ideas.
That's right. We've talked about managing thoughts before, but this time it's all about the unique power of a physical notebook, one actually designed for getting ideas down.
And we've mentioned brands like Listallion before. Their focus on quality notebooks seems relevant here.
Definitely. So our mission really is to figure out why using a specific journal, maybe one with those kinds of tailored features, works better than, say, just your phone notes or random scraps of paper.
Because that core problem is universal, keeping those great ideas from just, poof, disappearing.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's talk about this perfect canvas for creativity. What makes a journal, maybe thinking about the Listallion ones we know, more than just paper?
Well, it's definitely the physical experience. They push high-quality notebooks generally, which is great.
Yeah.
But the specifics matter, like that 120 GSM thick paper they often use. It makes writing feel premium. You don't worry about ink bleeding through.
Right, that friction is gone. It doesn't interrupt your flow.
Exactly. It just lets you engage more deeply with the idea itself, the feel of the paper. It makes the act itself more satisfying somehow.
What about features like numbered pages
Mm.
or table of contents? That sounds almost rigid for creativity.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But actually, it gives you a framework. It helps you come back to things, build on them without, killing that initial spark.
Okay.
So you jot down an idea, maybe on page 52. Later, you can find it easily, see how it connects to something on page 80, trace how it grew. It's like a searchable map of your own thinking.
A personal archive. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And that durable soft cover you see on many of them, that's about portability, having it with you when the idea strikes, wherever that might be.
So it's about building this reliable, organized physical system, which, okay, leads straight to the big question. Why physical? Why not digital? Our fans are always right there.
That's the crux of it for many people, isn't it? But the big advantage of physical is, well, it's distraction-free, mostly.
No notifications popping up.
Exactly. Digital devices are always fighting for your attention. A journal is just quiet space. Plus, there's actual research suggesting handwriting itself boosts memory and kind of mental clarity. Forming the letters physically uses different brain pathways than typing.
That really hits home. My sister Emily, she tried planning this whole surprise party using just her phone notes.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Well, she had great ideas, but they got totally lost. Just buried under shopping lists, reminders, everything else. She switched to a notebook, and she said actually writing them down made them feel more solid, more organized.
Yeah.
She remembered more, too.
That's it. Exactly. That's the principle. And there's a kind of permanence, too, isn't there? Ink on paper feels weightier than digital text you can just delete.
More significant, yeah.
So thinking about Listallion again, they often talk about blank pages being a playground for thoughts. Why is that blankness so potent?
It's that feeling of pure potential, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
No lines, no structure forcing you in a direction, just
Yeah.
space. And they also stress writing for self-expression, for brainstorming. It's like getting the thoughts out of your head and onto the page.
Precisely. You have to actually articulate those vague feelings when you write them down, give them shape. And we know journaling generally is good for memory, creativity, even processing emotions.
Right.
And that thick paper we keep mentioning, the 120 GSM, that directly helps keep your creative flow going. No annoying bleed through breaking your concentration.
And those organizational features, the numbered pages, the index that keep popping up, it seems like that structure really does help creativity, maybe for organizing different types of ideas, like business strategy versus, say, poetry.
Absolutely. It provides order within the chaos of brainstorming. I actually have a friend, David, he's a landscape architect. He got one of these journals.
Right.
Initially, he just liked the look of the numbered pages, but then he started using the table of contents to map out different client projects, link planting ideas from one page to a hardscaping concept on another. He said it became, essential for seeing how everything connected.
Wow, okay, so it helped him see the bigger picture develop.
Exactly. And then there's the little back pocket. Seems minor, right?
Yeah, pocket, what's the big deal?
But it acknowledges that inspiration isn't always neat sentences. Sometimes it's a photo you clipped, a cool-looking leaf, a business card, a sticky note.
Ah, right. So you can keep all those little bits and pieces together with the written ideas, like a central hub for everything related to that thought.
Precisely. A repository for all those fragments. So let's circle back to the main problem, lost ideas. We know the culprit's mental clutter, constant distractions, just general lack of organization. How does a dedicated journal, especially one with these kinds of features, tackle that?
It's that intentional space, isn't it?
Mm.
Instead of ideas just floating around or getting lost online, they have a specific home. You're consciously saying, this matters. I'm putting it here.
That intentionality is huge. We've seen stories like, remember Nia, the entrepreneur? She had ideas constantly hitting her but couldn't hang on to them.
Right. Yeah.
The simple act of setting aside time each morning with her journal let her see patterns, connect dots, and eventually map out her whole startup.
And didn't the back pocket even help her? Storing like market research snippets or something?
Yeah, exactly. It shows how these seemingly small design choices can really make a difference in the real world, in the actual process.
Okay, so we have the journal,
Hmm.
but how do you organize ideas inside it? Can't just be random scribbling, surely.
Well, it can be sometimes, but yeah, there are methods. You can categorize maybe sections for brainstorming, planning, reflection.
Or bullet journaling
Yeah,
with the symbols and short notes.
that's a popular one.
Hmm.
Or mind maps, drawing connections visually, even just using prompts to get yourself thinking.
And the Listallian features like the numbered pages and index, they support all of that, right? You can easily link related pages or find where your mind map for Project X starts.
Exactly. The features help you navigate your own thinking.
I know for me, just using simple bullet points in a notebook helps untangle my thoughts. Taking that messy cloud in my head and making it into like clear steps on paper, writing it down just clarifies things.
It really does. So as we wrap this up, what's the big takeaway for everyone listening?
I think it's a dedicated journal for ideas, especially one like a Listallian that's built for it, with features for focus and organization. It's way more than just a notebook. It's like an active tool, a partner in creativity.
Well said. It minimizes the digital noise, uses the power of handwriting, gives you structure with things like page numbers and indexes, and even holds on to your random bits of inspiration. It's a whole system.
So here's a final thought for you. Think about the last really good idea you had that just slipped away. Where were you? What stopped you from grabbing it?
And now, imagine having that dedicated notebook right there, that space designed to welcome that idea. How might things have been different?
Maybe think about one idea you've had recently, even a small one. How could you start exploring it, maybe fleshing it out? If you gave it some space on a physical page, what could that turn into?